So we're certain by now you have heard of Bitcoin, or maybe you even know what cryptocurrency is. If not, don't worry, by the end of this video you should have a basic understanding of cryptocurrency and how you can help move it forward. If you already know all about it, then get ready to do your part to take it to the next level. So the basic premise of cryptocurrency, including but not limited to Bitcoin, is to create a form of currency that is versatile, mostly anonymous, and unable to be manipulated by a central authority. By this point, you're probably asking what is wrong with using the standard US dollar or the euro? Absolutely nothing. But there are a few things to consider. The value of cryptocurrency is driven by supply and demand, much like natural resources such as oil, coal, or livestock. The more a coin is demanded, the higher the value of the coin. Most cryptocurrencies have a set amount of coins that will ever be minted. This will create a demand and in turn a value for those currencies. This is in direct contrast with traditional currencies such as the US dollar, the euro, and other currencies used around the world. Looking at the US dollar, for example, every year the United States Treasury generates or prints additional currency to pump into the local economy. The result of generating these additional funds devalues the existing currency. We have come to know this as inflation. If you think about it, the price of items have really kind of skyrocketed. For example, in the 1990s, the average cost of a new car was around $11,000. In 2012, that price went up to about $28,000. The cost of a first-class postage stamp was 25 cents. In 2012, it rose up to 45 cents. And in the 1990s, the average cost of a gallon of milk was $2.78. In 2012, that cost rose up to $3.65. So while the value of cryptocurrency fluctuates due to supply and demand, the currency itself would never be devalued due to inflation as time goes on. Now, we're not here for an economics lesson. There are hundreds of people who have spoken volumes on the subject. If you are interested in learning more about that, you can find dozens of examples with a simple internet search. You may question where you can get some of these cryptocurrencies. The short answer is you can buy them online by verifying your identity, submitting your credit card information, even possibly linking your bank account to the website. Or you can engage in a process known as mining. This is where specialized computer equipment can be utilized to not only generate the coins, but to also serve as a node where transactions using these cryptocurrencies can be verified and passed along to confirm the transaction. This is similar to the way a credit card transaction processes. However, there is a couple of major differences. With credit cards, the transaction goes to a central processor who confirms the transaction and passes it along. With cryptocurrency, those transactions go across several nodes, which adds additional layers of error checking as well as redundancy in the event that something happens to a section of the network. The other major difference is that with credit card transactions, the network and credit card companies collect fees, which roughly amount to about 2% of the transaction total. So if you spent $100, $2 goes towards paying those fees. Most of the time these fees are paid by the merchant, and in order to recoup the cost, they mark up products by a few cents, offsetting the cost to consumers. With cryptocurrency, those fees are flat rates, a fraction of a coin, and those fees are paid back to the people running the mining equipment and software, essentially paying them to run the network. You may be asking yourself the question of how do I start mining coins? How do I start getting paid to process transactions? Simply put, you can do it right now with the computer you're watching this video on. Unfortunately, with most computers, the amount of coins you would gain in return would be quite small. Alternatively, you could visit a website and order hardware that is designed to mine coins and process transactions. The problem with this is that some of these sites only accept cryptocurrency as a method of payment. Other sites dropship the hardware from manufacturers in China, most times resulting in extended shipping times. Occasionally items get stuck in customs, and rarely additional fees are levied by customs for clearance. At the time of this video, there is not a single retail location that specializes in cryptocurrency hardware. There may be one or two locations you can order it and have them pull it from the warehouse, but then you are dealing with people who specialize in computers, not people who understand the intricacies of the hardware and how to maximize the productivity of the products. This is where this fundraiser kicks in. What we're trying to do is to open the first retail location dedicated to cryptocurrency. From the specialized hardware to mine it, to serving as sort of a currency exchange where a person can go and exchange traditional currency for crypto. Due to the knowledge needed to get started with cryptocurrencies, it can be intimidating for some people who may have limited exposure with computers. Sure, most folks know how to check their email and Facebook, but creating a batch file isn't something that they are used to. We're hoping to take the next steps in bringing cryptocurrency into the mainstream by making it easier for people to get started, and to serve as a resource to get more people involved. Those who are technically inclined have made thousands of dollars, millions in some cases. It's time for the average person to be able to share in the profits. And while we understand this is a fundraiser to start a business which may cause some individuals to pause, it's not a business traditional lenders will get behind. Think about it. If you were a bank, would you loan money to start up a company that in the long term would be taking a chunk of your profits? We didn't think so either, so that left us with very few options to get this thing rolling. So in closing, we thank you for taking the time to watch this video. We welcome your questions and comments. And if you feel this project is worth funding, we especially thank you for contributing or sharing this fundraiser on your favorite form of social media. You can watch as things develop following the fundraiser at our website, motherlodeminers.com. Thank you again.